We are here to do your channel messages and what I see for your star sign in each month. Now, if you do like this content, remember to click the bell. And also we do have a brand new edition, which is the Romance Zone. So stay tuned for that. I will be bringing those channel messages with the tarot live by mid-month. So if you do wish this content ahead of the game, you can join a YouTube membership where I pre-release these a week ahead. Take care, and let's have a look at what I see for your zodiac sign this month. Aquarius, welcome back. We are here to do your zodiac sign, both in preparation of this month and in preparation for March. Your zodiac sign this year is set to go through drastic changes. Now, we do have a mid-month, as mentioned, so we do have drops twice a month for your zodiacs. The next one is going to be landing in your inbox if you click the bell and subscribe. And it is going to relate to just your romance house. So come through and tune into that very separately, weekly drops as well as lives. If you want to become part of that, we also have super chats after the lives that you can become part of. Without further ado, let's get into your update and what I psychically see coming through for you. Okay, as I mentioned, lots of changes, and I hope to provide you with the best information to prepare you for everything that is about to happen inside your life. Now, the last few months may have been a bit tedious for you, especially if you felt you were going backwards to move forwards. A lot of you have had some heavy transits that had been happening, and it was almost that uncertainty to do with the new beginnings. Inadvertently, almost like there was a lot of responsibility on your shoulders and you weren't able to achieve those things. And I really do feel between now and next month, you may be getting the PDF a little bit prematurely. I want you to understand that any changes you do directly go through this month leading into March may be necessary for that liberation. So please try and trust the process, even though it can be a little bit testing on you. As we're coming to these acceptance stages, but definitely you can feel an alleviation of some of those stresses in the first 2 weeks. I do feel there's key themes coming up, and I definitely feel there's a transition, singles and couples in their relationship sector, definitely things to do with your body and wealth. The other area I feel coming up can be brand new beginnings happening at a drop of a hat, and really being able to implement those ideas in February. So try and trust the process with that, and do know that some of those issues really with misunderstandings, etc., can really come up. You may have been deeply nostalgic, and you'd be forgiven to be such. We are going to be ending karmic cycles this year, especially on how things impacted you and affected you. You've really got a backbone of steel, and I do believe in you, and I feel that you guys can achieve the things that you're setting out to do. So you're going to be very different. Separately, I do potentially feel there can be an increase in your income. You definitely can be making some solid moves where it does come to your finances and material wealth. So don't be surprised if you do have some lady luck there in creative ways, and don't underestimate your capabilities. So love, what can I say for love? Love is going to be an interesting point, especially if you were nostalgic of a person of the past, or you were currently dealing with an on-off kind of connection. You can have a bit more clarity this month, and I do feel some of those things can iron out. I especially feel there could be emotions surrounding home and family, your direct environment, but also how you were hurt, how your heart heals, how it deals with these things inside of love. It can be a brand new chapter in your love life really happening, with brand new opportunities coming towards you, either with an individual of the past or somebody who, and Aquarians, you guys tend to actually marry a best friend. So, you're the type of energy where the trust has to be built. So, reconciliations can to a degree be a little bit difficult because the trust needs to be rebuilt. But if you have that loyalty and the commitment in it, you will move hell and high water, very similar to a Cancerian. So if you are re-navigating that and you're saying, okay, I'm ready to maybe look at a connection, invest in a connection, where do I stand today? And you're going to be doing two things. In one breath, that there's going to be a little bit of uncertainty. In the other, it's going to be the exuberant confidence of some of those belief systems you're letting go by the wayside, because There's no I in team, but there definitely isn't a team without I. So I think we're looking at both sides of that fence. Could there be decisions to cut people off? There could be, especially if you feel that those individuals that you are potentially entertaining aren't really making the cut or aren't on the same page as you. But you will have empathy and understanding, and some kind of grievance that was there can come to a close. I definitely feel for those of you by mid-month, you can be quite passionate, and I feel you'll be more verbal and sticking up for yourself, but you can also be very playful. And some of this can be almost that you're getting a bit of Dutch courage and telling a honey exactly how you feel. So good luck with that one, and I'll check in with you mid-month for your romance house. Now, those of you in a couple dim, this can be a testing time, I will say, because we do have a full moon transiting through your romance sign. This can be changes happening with children, with home, with accommodation, especially when we had Uranus and Taurus go direct. I do kind of see in the first 2 weeks it could feel a little bit testing. It can be at a drop of a hat that these things move, but I definitely do see movement for you in the home zone. I also feel if you feel this individual is not on the same page as you and not willing to bridge the gap, some of you could pull the pin this month. Others of you, it can be where you're taking that connection to the next level, and it can be going into engagement. So it doesn't have to be a negative thing. It can be a wrapping up of old things and saying goodbye to the past for a brand new chapter that you're moving into within your life. So be open to it, but know that everything that is happening right now is setting you up for the best for your future, and try and trust the process. You'll never be left on the shelf, beautifuls. Now, what else do I see coming through in the area for those of you with your image? I definitely feel a lot of changes, and I definitely feel that you guys are super, super strong. And you're wanting to, there's two things I'm saying. It could be if you felt you were burning out, if you felt you were eating on the run, I do feel some of that can continue. But if you can get into a routine with it and have that self-awareness, it can kind of dissipate. The other is, wanting to have social crowds that you directly vibe with. There could have been a bit of conflict to do with your social activities, your daily routine, and how you're doing that, either with the honey or with other individuals. I also feel there could have been issues surrounding wealth when it did come to trying to achieve these things, and burning the candle at both ends. I do particularly feel things can ease up, but you may need to look after your wellness until about March, and to kind of lay low and not go to extremes. We do have some intensity still happening there, even though planets are direct. I would particularly say where it does come to your image, I do feel personally you're going to go through some changes, but I feel it's more so towards mid-month. I see that physically starting to pop off. Some of you at a more intuitive level, I feel you've already picked up on that pretty much in January. So trust your instincts of what those things are and where you feel life is taking you. Career sector for you guys, I do particularly feel there's two things that's been shown to me. One is a creative venture. This could be a home-based business, which I will touch base on. The other is physical changes within your contract sector. There can be some owed money that is coming towards you. There also could be new wealth that is coming towards you in a different area or domain. So could that be going up a level? Yes, for some of you it could be. Could it be that some of you are looking at your contract and feeling it's not really giving you what you want, and you need to either get wealth elsewhere or directly transition over to a new position? Be it in the same company or different, that is also a potential. I also feel creativity, like actually being cautious with your communication. Some people can take offense. It could have caused some concerns within the employment sphere. It also could have been understaffing and things to that degree. That was a bit of an issue, and burnout could have been there. So again, trying to be quite honest with yourself, but also organisation, I do feel is going to be the key. You're definitely going to have a lot more energy and opportunities to express your creativity. Just be cautious with how you express it, because especially by mid-month, you're definitely going to have the gift of the gab, but you might come across accidentally as abrasive. So just be careful with that. Those of you running businesses or looking to create new ways of generating an income, there could be some concerns, and that can be coming through in the first 2 weeks. But I definitely feel it's going to dissipate and things are going to wrap up. But that can mean you needing to directly take some sense of action, getting some paperwork in order, getting out of your head, getting out of your way, and getting things done. I especially feel from the career axis, some of these concerns can be more a mindset and a confidence situation, but I definitely feel there's an opportunity for pay increases and definitely investing in something for the future. Some of you could be looking at the last few years of your life and saying, look, especially where it comes to home, family, my accommodation, etc. I want structure and stability. I want to save. I want to pay. It can be for those of you that don't own a home, for instance, that you say, I'm really ready to secure that. I'm really ready to put some roots down and to create some sense of me living a dream, not dreaming a dream. And I do feel 2023 is going to give you the information of how you can achieve that. Now, home-based businesses especially do have potentials, and you can actually gain more income. I do feel debts being paid off are a potential. I do feel there also can be changes happening around the way you communicate, technology, having to purchase technology potentially in order to do your business. But I do see income increasing, and I do see you really increasing your value, in your niche market. I do see that actually being developed. I especially feel if there's been concerns surrounding paperwork, you're going to have the opportunity in February to address those things and to get the ball rolling. But if you do lay stagnant, you're going to get behind. So it's key to cross your T's and dot your I's, take time for yourself, but definitely progress that forward. As to those of you and your wealth, I do see money coming in as mentioned. I do feel you may need to be careful around, this can be, look, the cost of petrol. It can be something to do with the vehicle that you're dealing with. It can be technology that you're wanting to purchase. I also see contracts being signed for some reason. So definitely I see this being very positive. Make sure to read all fine print. That's what they're showing me. Separately, on your wellness sign, be careful of extremes. I don't know why I'm seeing in the diet. It can be stress eating, emotional eating, eating on the run, for instance, if you're really busy. Also in relationships, I feel there has been some intensity. I do feel it's going to dissipate, but you also need to see, where that conflict, if there's conflict, is directly impacting you. Because I really feel if it's not addressed in a calm, orderly fashion with honesty, it's only going to come back up next month. But I definitely feel you can be more strict with yourself. You're going to be super social. You're going to be the highlight of your social crowd. Don't burn yourself out. That's one thing I would say. Super important to keep your fluid up. Be cautious of pacifiers this month, because I do particularly feel that can really cause the candle to be burnt at both ends. And this will be a month where we're taking extra care with that, but also trying to find some bliss in between such. Don't forget to check back with us for our star signs. As mentioned, we have them 2 times a month. Very separately, we do have drops for the twin flame path every week, as well as the live on Fridays. And if you do want that content ahead of the crowd, you can jump into our YouTube membership for the premiere of each one. Take care, beautifuls. Hope to hear back from you. Tell me how this lands and what's been personally happening with you. Otherwise, I'll see you soon.